So my next question would be for Sue because it's about payments, especially the frictionless journey. So yeah, this is very important because nowadays, if you don't have the frictionless payment solutions, you are toasted. The player will go to the next operator. So why are secure, smooth payment flows now central to player trust and conversion? And I'm also interested about how can technology and partnerships remove friction across jurisdiction. And maybe after Sue, Ellen, Jessica, if you like to bootstrap this.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, payments are the foundation of player trust, right? Because if you screw that up, then you've lost that player for good. And like I said before, they're not, when they're transacting, they're blaming the operator. They're not blaming their bank
Yeah.
or whatever the payment is. The operator's to blame. So it's a loyalty challenge there, and they are used to e-commerce and the experience that they have in their everyday lives, and that's the comparison. So I think, I mean, obviously we have a multitude of different payment methods, and I think what we see is that the consumer doesn't tend to use just one. They'll use what's
Yeah.
useful, they use what's there for their budget. So having options is really important. But I strongly believe, and obviously I'm a little bit biased about this, but I strongly believe that one of the reasons that wallet usage is rising so fast is because players want more control and they want privacy and predictability. So they know that once they've deposited the money into the wallet, essentially that's cleared funds. So I can then, play with ease on the operators. I don't have the challenges that I've faced before. We're getting faster payouts, and the whole process provides them with a lot more visibility. And I think, if we can provide a solution that is, I'm trying to, you guys have been banding seamlessly around, and now it's stuck in my head, and I'm trying to think of the
You're
best
not allowed
way.
to use that term.
I know, I'm trying to think for myself. But to Jess's point, I think seamless. It's about being more intuitive, and we payments companies play a super important role because I think that there's a balance of the personalization and AI, and we also have to take into account responsible gaming and how we're pushing and promoting, right? There's a very fine line there, and how we work with the operators. So I think we're going to continue to see payments evolving. I would hope to see other payments companies that are in this space take on RG in a similar way that we have, because I think that's going to form, the foundation of where the industry goes over the next few years. And again, being able to share data in a safe and generic manner that can improve the system for both the player and the operators is going to be key.
All right, Alan, do you want to add anything to this?
I mean, look, the reality is we live in like an instant gratification era, right? And shrinking attention spans and all the rest of that. And when you look at kind of both sides of the payments journey, like number one, and I come from a UA perspective, right? When we show an ad to someone on Meta and then they see an ad on Google and then they see a programmatic ad somewhere and then they finally convert, they download an app, they create their account, and then all of a sudden they can't, let's say they can't deposit, right there you're losing that user and all the effort that's gone into getting them into your app instantly, right? And I know I'm sounding very negative in everything I say on this call, but there are obviously a lot
No
of
problem.
payment solutions which make that onboarding incredibly easy.